Hello, hello, hello. There we go. That's better. Whoops. Alrighty. Hello, everyone. We're at 5 views already. Holy shit. Alright. Guess everybody came for the ships and whatnot, right? Make sure it's good and facing the right way. Well, how's everybody? Locust, I sure hope you were here. So for anyone who is a fan of this channel, of my personal channel here, some might know that I'm a big fan of ships. Hey, there's Locust. Heyo. So, yeah. So I don't get enough time. I don't get enough chance to talk about this as much as I want to. But yes, I am a big, massive fan of ships. It's like some people with trains. I don't know what it is. But I also am a big fan of the history that is here. Looks like in the stream night where not Locust, but where chat does not work. Period. Oh. Yeah, we'll roll with it. Anyway. So yeah, today we're gonna be talking about let me show this real quick. How about this thing? Thing right here. By the title suggests, yes, this is the Britannic. This is the sister ship, or one of the sister ships to the Titanic. And no, I'm not lying. It's weird. So whenever I discuss this in public with like coworkers or friends or whatever, like they think this ship doesn't exist. That I just made it up. No, it was a real ship that existed in 1916. Also, full disclosure here, ladies and gentlemen, I am not a historian. So I will be, looking at my notes just to keep up with, historical facts that I need to keep up with. But anyway, the main reason why I want to talk about this one versus other is that this one has a dedicated game on Steam called Britannic Patroness of the Mediterranean. Just because my brain don't work so good or don't mean you gotta personally attack me. I'm sorry. Anyway, so yeah, like Titanic has a game called Titanic Honor and Glory, and I'm sorry, that's a different thing. They have a thing called Project 401 and Demo 401, which I cannot run on this PC. It's made Unreal Engine, and it is highly detailed. I cannot run it, but I can run this. So we're gonna hop right into this. I don't have VR, sadly. That would be kind of fucking badass to play this in VR. I'm not gonna lie. So I played a little bit of this. One of my favorite things about this so far is that okay, a little history here. So the Britannic was that is a bit laggy and a little bit loud. Oh, what am I doing? No, anyway. Things gotta fuck up once in a while, right? Anyway, so Britannic was built or completed building 1914. Initially built and designed to be a passenger vessel, just like Titanic, in the Olympic. There's a Titanic VR game about it above. Actually, Locust, there is a Titanic game called Titanic VR. The above where the ship is still surfaced or still sinking, it's just like a little playable demo, like a visual movie that plays that shows it sinking. I never played it. I want to play it. And in that same game, there's also a section where you can actually like be in a submersible and explore the wreckage. I want it so bad. I want that so bad. But anyway, yeah, Britannic, built 1914, was initially built for the purpose of being an ocean liner, a passenger vessel. But sadly, World War One broke out, and the England and United Kingdom was brought into it. Um, and yeah, so essentially, she was made into a hospital ship called the HMHS Britannic. Um, Now the best thing about this game is that they actually allow you to tour the ship while she was a hospital ship, and as if she was decked out to be a actual passenger vessel. And so we're gonna do a little bit of that. We're gonna do a little bit of that. We're gonna tour. Is that too loud for you guys? I guess that is loud for you guys. Let me turn that down. That is. All right, that sounds a little better to me. If not, one of you guys can tell me. There we go. I think it's good. Anyway, so we're gonna tour the ship. First off, let's do a little free cam of the exterior of the ship. This game is not heavily demanding, thank God, but it does show a lot of detail. There she is. Look at that. Fucking beautiful. Also, they went into a lot of detail with the portholes. You can look into these things and see like roughly, modeled rooms. I just think that's kind of fucking cool. Anyway, fun fact. I actually want to see if you guys know, or if Lucas, if you know this or not. So Lucas, you see in the Titanic how, from, how the Titanic's broken into three different colors. There's the white, the black, and the red. Right? Do you know why, back in the early 1900s and early in the late 1800s, why ships had the black hull and why it was painted black? I understand that for those who actually know the answer, I'm kind of showing the reason why, but I do hate the chat delay. It takes forever to get a response. I wasn't told this is going to be a test. It's not a test. It's just I wanted to see if you knew. Anyway, so the reason why the side of the ship was always painted black was because what fueled these vessels was coal, right? And so when and loading the coal took a process. It took days, if not weeks, right? And the coal soot or the dust, right, will be left on the ship's hull. But that's why it was painted black to cover that up, so you never see that, right? But when the Britannic was painted white, because she was a hospital ship, you can clearly see all the coal dust alongside her hull. And of course, in modern days, all vessels or not all the massive vessels are like powered by gasoline, so that's not a worry anymore. They can paint the ship whatever the fucking color they want, just as long as the bottom part here is red. Or the waterline, I guess you'd call it. Let me show you the part that I hate the most about this game. And it's not a problem or a design fault. It's just... So, you know how... This is kind of weird how I explain this. So, you know how, when you realize how big traffic lights are, and how big they realistically are, They're shockingly massive. You didn't think they're that big, right? Same thing for propellers for ships, right? That just that gives me the most unnerving feeling of all time. Like these things are massive. I guess like I guess you could say I have like some mechanical phobia, like a little bit of it, because like I've seen videos of the Queen Mary's propeller room where you can see the propeller like under the clear water, and it just freaks me the fuck out every time I see it. So anyway, let us. Oh, let's press toward the ship. So I kind of want to tour the interiors of the ship and kind of show what it looked like before it turned to a hospital ship. Most notably is the forward grand staircase. Now, for those who have seen Titanic, you know, the movie, the grand staircase is going to look like normal, you know, like how you expect it to. Oh yeah, info boxes. We'll turn that off for a second. Wait. Whoop, hold on. I kind of ruined the surprise. Um Okay, so this is the ship back when she was fitted to be a passenger vessel. Anyway, what the fuck? Why does? Hey, give me a second. As you can tell, I am heavily underprepared for this. Like 10 minutes before stream, I was still writing stuff with the anti-think guys, anti-think tank guys, and I was like, oh shit, I got a stream to do. I'm hoping that face you sent, Locust, was about the propellers. Yeah, it's like I went to a Titanic. Like at the Titanic museum that I saw, I forgot where it was. I want to say it's Pensacola. Either in the Pensacola or the one in Pigeon Forge. They have a replica of like the propellers or a blade of it, and it's fucking massive. I hate it. Anyway, so yeah, that looks normal. You know, have you seen it before? Yeah, this I believe um there was a plan at one point to get rid of the clock and change it for something else. But I think the Harlan Wolff decided to Harlan Wolff being the shipyard that made the ships, both all Britannic, Titanic, and Olympic. I hate Bottomless Ocean. That's dark. Oh, I fucking hate it too. But anyway, yeah. Apparently, this was not going to be here, but before the Britannic was taken as a hospital ship, this was here, but they had to take it out, and I'll show you how it looked after the renovations. Yeah, anyway, very grand, very nice. You know. Let me just do this. Let's just go to the HMHS one real quick. It's shocking to see how much they gutted the ship. They took out everything that was not necessary, essentially. And for good reason. Like, why would you need fancy shit when you're going to be a hospital ship, you know, transferring hundreds of thousands of fucking injured soldiers? Like, just look how bare this looks. Like, of course, the railings have to stay because they're railings, right? But, like carpet's gone. That clock is gone. Like, all of this is gone. Yeah, the captain right there. I forgot what was here, but, like, deck chairs or chairs that were sitting here were now they're now shelves for other things. Like, they gutted this motherfucker. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, out here on the promenade deck, you can see where they used to have hospital beds ready to go. So I believe the rooms were mostly for. I could be wrong. Someone can correct me. It's fine. I believe the rooms were for the actual state rooms were for like personnel and nurses and whatnot, and they had extra beds out on the promenade deck, just for the wounded soldiers. If I'm wrong, correct me. I cannot. Okay. Forgot which one. Oh, here we go. Here's a fun one for everybody. Playing this game made me realize how massive the boilers were on all the Olympic class ships. Alright, where am I at? Okay, I'm right here. So I believe this passage went somewhere that goes to the closest to the boat deck. I gotta climb down these stairs. This doorway leads to Scotland Road, the main crew passage. Scotland Road is also the longest corridor, longest passage down the ship. It goes down the entire length of the ship. Let's see here. Trying to get. Could you move, Bucket, please? Please, Bucket. That's one thing about this game too. They put shit in your way to block you off from sections. I don't understand how a bucket can block me off like this. How the fuck do I get that? Oh, right here, I think. Here we go. Look at how tall those boilers are. That is ridiculous. This wheelbarrow still sits in a position on the wreck and has prevented divers from going deeper and tripping on early dives. Like, could you imagine working down here? Shoveling coal all the time. Preceding the Titanic disaster, the double bottom of Britannic was raised. Solid plating seen here is the inner part of the raised bottom. Oh. It's interesting that the double bottom was only raised so far up. They didn't like do a double hull. They raised. So for those who don't know what a double bottom is on a ship, so imagine the bottom of the ship as normal, right? And then there's another layer on top of that, so that like the biggest fear of ships back then, instead of scraping icebergs, was running aground or running over like underground rocks, underwater rocks, and like damaging the bottom of the ship. So that if that were to happen, you know, the double bottom will secure that shit up, you know. We've seen enough of this. Now, the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, right? They actually simulate the sinking of the ship, and it's not, and they. I haven't experienced the entire thing yet. I've only seen parts of it, and I try to see how accurate it is to like eyewitness accounts and other testimonies. So we're gonna play the sinking. Yeah, real time. And no, believe it or not, this ship sank quicker than the Titanic. I forgot exactly how long it took to sink the ship. It was not long. Oh, here you are. I'm going backwards. Whoops. Alright, I had to get to the front of the ship because that's where the impact happened. So yeah, for those who don't know, what happened to the Britannic was on her way to... I forget. Let me pause for a second. I gotta be honest. I gotta be truthful with this. Okay, so she was traveling down the key chain. Leave. Um. So she was traveling past between capes and the islands of Key. Down the actual channel. And from my understanding and what people have, what the common census is that it ran a underwater mine that was left by U-boat. And while technically that does not break that did not break Geneva Convention because it was not directly fired upon, I believe, so it didn't count. But it's still kind of fucked up to leave, you know, underwater mines. So now we just gotta wait till it happens. But think about it now. Think about how close she was to the. I will say in this sinking simulation, it starts soon, but they did get one thing correct, and it surprised the hell out of me. And I'll show it to you here in a minute when it happens. Come on now, come on. Any minute now. They could have started, like maybe a minute beforehand. While we wait, how's everybody doing? Oh shit, there we go. It happened. Alright, now we look up. Now you see that wire going across right in front of the screen? That's actually very important. So, how ships communicated back in the day was by telegram, wireless telegram, right? And that played a vital role. Not a vital role, but essentially, at this stage, Britannic can still send out distress signals, and they're doing it, right? But that allowed them to receive messages. So they're sending out messages, and people are getting it, but they don't know anyone's getting it. As of right now, they think they're stranded. Okay, and at this point, the captain is still not sure what to do or how bad the damage is. The damage is pretty bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not like a walk in the park. Okay, I have to stand here. I have to wait for the first lifeboat to drop. I'm not sure which one it is exactly, but at this point, I think the captain is calling for a, all hands on deck. At this point, I believe he's also ordering the passengers get into lifeboats, not be lowered yet, but in lifeboats just in case. But the damage here on the bow of the Britannic, what happened there was, I believe it breached a number of compartments, but what happened is it really damaged the fireman's chute, which allowed the firemen, which were the coal pushers, um, allowed them to go between the boiler rooms pretty easily with no, resistance, no holdups, and so water's going right through that. So the bow is going to go down a little bit. Another thing too is that we're in the Mediterranean Sea, right? It's hot out here. All the portholes are open, and when everybody gets rushed on deck, no one, turns off, or no one closes the windows, the portholes. So as the bow goes slower into the water, all the portholes that are open are just letting water in, and that is one of the biggest reasons why the Britannic sank so quick. Now, just waiting for that first lifeboat to drop. I'm still not sure exactly which one it is. I believe that was the bell. I was a little too late. A little too early. Yeah, that's the bell that let everyone know, hey, get the fuck up on board, on deck. Can't jump on this fucking lifeboat. God damn it. Jump, motherfucker, jump. As you can see right now, like, I'm standing straight up, and you can see the ship's already kind of leaning to her port side. I mean, starboard. Sorry. Got my left and right mixed up. Wait, am I stuck? I'd be more worried about mines and how far down they were. Oh, I would have been too. Thankfully, with the Britannic mentioning that to her with her distress signal, all the ships that came to the rescue were very cautious. If anything, my biggest worry about in this kind of water is sharks. Like, if my ass was on a lifeboat, if your ass wasn't a lifeboat, you'd be fucked. Keep getting stuck. I'm trying to get on the lifeboats. Come on now. What? There's a button to respawn, because I will be taking one of these lifeboats down to kind of show what it looks like. I just need to see... respawn. I'm gonna put that as the number delete key. There we go. That's good to me. Let's see if that works. Hey, it does work. Yeah, I know for a fact the first lifeboat is gonna be lowered on the left-hand side. Now, at this time, I don't know, sharks might not be so bad, not like the movies anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. So at this point, I believe the captain, knows the ship's going down, or thinks the ship's going down, but is going to try to beach the ship to prevent it from sinking. Because again, the coast is right over there. Not that far away. And the bell finally stopped. No, it didn't. I just got closer to it. And I believe at this time they are, officers are loading passengers onto the lifeboats, but the captain has not yet ordered a lifeboat to drop yet, because he's still currently trying to, oh shit, still trying to beach the ship on his own. I'm just looking up and down, see which lifeboat goes first. Lifeboats do go down in order that they go down to. It's pretty accurate. Now, while I do this, do you know there was a woman who was on all three ships? The Olympic, Titanic, and Britannic. And she was on the Olympic for a thing that happened. I think... forgot the situation there. Please, forgive me. The second situation on Titanic, she was there when it sank. She survived, and she was on the Britannic when it sank. Oh, lifeboat, lifeboat, lifeboat alert, lifeboat alert. Okay, so at this point, the officer in charge of this lifeboat was not given the order to lower the boat at all. He's doing it on his own, and it's going to have dire consequences. Yeah, I believe it was 2 boats. That's right. Yeah, it was 2 boats. Also, keep in mind, lowering a boat off of this side of the ship while it's sinking is very dangerous, because there's a risk that it could scrape alongside the hull. It can, like, the boat can catch onto the lifeboat and dump everyone into the sea. I thought you guys were lowering. What happened? The ghosts have stopped. Another daunting thing, too, is how tall the funnels are, man. Like, you see in the movies, like, for the Titanic, and you see paintings and pictures of it. But you play a game like this, and they try to do as accurate as possible, and see how fucking tall they are. Imagine being on the ship, like, especially on Titanic, and seeing the first funnel fall. Damn. That's a nice New Vegas reference. Good one. Where she's saying, seemed like 4 carat run of bad luck, but honestly, the boat was rigged from the start. Well, a third one is joined. Which one goes down first? The history is leaving me right now. Oh shit, it's back there. Fuck, 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 fuck. Gotta catch up to it. Fuck, 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 fuck. I can't find it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, well, spoiler alert. Am I getting this wrong? Did the first one not get... Okay, I spoiled it a little bit. I'm sorry. So yeah, as the ship is going down... This is fucking wonky, by the way, looking at it like this. While the ship is going down... Again, the ship is... the captain's still trying to steer it, right? Now keep in mind... At one point, they lost rudder control. So they can't use the rudder anymore, right? So instead of... you know, trying to steer it with the rudder... I believe the starboard side propeller was turned off and the port side propeller was turned on. And look what's happening. The propeller's coming right out of the water. This is kind of giving me goosebumps, I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to wait for one of these go down. I forget which one goes down first. Oh. Nope, nope, so much nope. I'm so mad. Where is this lifeboat? One of these drop. I know they do. I forgot about the one back there. The one drops and goes away. All safe and sound. Still against captain's orders. The captain still has not ordered abandoning ship. While we wait for that, let's go to the bow of the ship. See how that's looking. Keep my eye on you fucking boats. Alright. There's no sprint right now, but what's funny is jumping is actually faster than, you know, the ship itself. Yeah, we're already seeing a little drippage there, little droppage. The anchor is only a meager, like, I don't know, like 4 feet away from the ocean, from the water line. And she's listing heavily to her starboard side. Again, captain is still going for it. It's looking shagadelic, baby. That's still so fucking eerie to look at. I know for a fact one of your lifeboats go down. Hi, Maddie. Let me go back on deck. Alright. That bell's still going. That bell has not given up just yet. But look at that. Look how so close they are from land. Now, factually, they never could have made it. Like, historically, they could not have made that no matter what they did. I forgot to mention, too, the death toll. The final death toll of everything was you're going down. I think you're the one. That's right. You're the boat that goes down, I think. The death toll was not that high. I think it was... Again, let me pause. I don't want to give I don't want to give you guys a false number here. $30 people. 30 people lost their lives in the Britannic, which is not at all a high number compared to like the Titanic or the Wilhelm Gustloff, you know. And you're gonna find out why 30 people died. First off, there's a number of firemen that died from the explosion from the underwater mine, of course. Do you not drop? One of these boats drop, I swear to God. It's pissing me off. $30 is still too many. I agree. 30 is still too many. But compared to other disasters at sea, war is hell. Yeah, it is. Definitely. I'll say that, like, okay. Okay, yeah, of course, it's the one way over fucking there. I'll meet it halfway. Maddie, none of them drop. They do drop. This is historically accurate. One has to drop, and there it is. But anyway, Yeah, 30 is too many wars, hell. Agreed. But the Wilhelm Gustloff was another victim of war. And that death toll was close to 10,000. You'll never hear about it because it was a German ship that was trying to run away from the Russian onslaught after World War II. Can I not get in the boat? There we go. Alright. We're in the boat. So again, at this time, I'm saying it again, at this time, the captain did not give the order to let go, or to abandon ship. So this officer just dropped this boat full of people just in there. Man, how did they have to run this much? Damn, that's worse. Yeah, it's a lot worse. Anyway, so yeah, captain is still trying to beach the ship, as always, as he's trying to do, and you can see the problem. It's right there. You can see the issue. The captain did not give the order, and because of that, the captain didn't give the order. The officers weren't paying attention. The officers did not even bother to follow its procedure. Did not follow the captain's instructions, and people died because of it. And we're just gonna ride this out. Yeah, a lot of the majority of the 30 people that died was because of that. Can you imagine that? And fun fact, that's not even the only one. Like, there's a second one, I believe, that did that. And fun fact, the woman I mentioned earlier that survived the Titanic sinking and survived this, was on one of those lifeboats and managed to survive still. I believe the only thing she suffered from was a fractured skull, and she still was able to, you know, get medical attention after this whole event and was still able to survive. My pucker factor was over 9,000. Yeah, I looked away. I couldn't handle it either. Well, that's right, yeah, that one's going down now, and that was the one that I believe also got hit. Let me jump on this real quick, and we'll kind of see it. A Marty stew? Am I just not smart enough for that reference? Mary Sue and Marty stew? His name is Tim Hunter. How you doing? Yeah, Locus, I think you're mentioning Mary Sue. I'm still upset I can't fucking have chat fucking on stream right now. Good, good. That's good to hear, Tim. Boomy tattled. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I'm forgetting history right now. What's going on? I forget what happens here. Um, Tim Hunter, a little bit of both. A little bit of both. There's no interactive parts of it. You just kind of let it happen, but you can walk around and like explore the ship as it sinks. Um, Earlier in the stream, we showed there's like a virtual museum part where like it showed the ship before the war, and then during the war. The war being the Great War, you know, the First World War. Not again. I'm just curious because I don't remember this. I'm not sure is this lifeboat that got fucked up or is that one? Oh, that's right. Yeah. So the captain at one point stopped and trying to issue an I'm not sure if he issued an abandoned ship just yet. But there was one moment where he did order again to keep going to try to beach the ship one more time, but there was no use because the propeller was out the fucking water and it's not gonna push the ship anywhere. That is so unsettling. How big that fucking propeller is. Okay, so this one went away. This one got away. So where the... If I'm not mistaken, I believe there are lifeboats being dropped on the other side as well, but of course they have no risk of that dumb shit happening to them. No, not dropping yet. Is that how it looked RL? Yeah, they're massive. They look golden. Yeah, I'm sorry, not gold color. Brass. Yeah, they're brass colored. Like for instance, even the propellers on the Titanic wreckage, they're brass and they're expected to long live the rest of the wreckage because of the brass. Apparently brass lasts longer than steel underwater. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember what happened here. And why they got so far down. And that was it. Oh, it's lowering now. Oh, what happens to this one? Fair enough. I always just kind of assume they use steel or something. I believe there's a purpose as to why they use brass for the propeller blades instead of steel. Like how commercial boat propellers. Yeah, I'm not quite. I can't remember exactly the reasoning behind using the brass instead of steel. All I know is that it lasts forever. Apparently, it's not quite durable either, because there's mentions of the Olympic. During her multiple sea crossings, she would like throw a propeller blade and lose one. So nothing happens to this one. All right, instead of looking at lifeboats being destroyed back and forth, let's check how the bow's looking. Oh, don't fall off yet. Also, Tim, we mentioned earlier in the stream, I'll go ahead and share this information with you as well. It's kind of hard to see now, but these wires here, right? Of course, these are the mast wires that hold it up and whatnot. But you see, maybe a better angle. You see the four going straight down the middle here, and you go up. They're connected to that big rod up there. So, vessels in the 1900s started using wireless radios, like telegrams. And so the Britannic still had hers active. She could send signals, but that whole like ribbon ribbon connection was how she received messages. So at this point, she's sending distress signals, but she has no idea that England's coming to help her. Like all these vessels nearby can hear her. They can hear the transmissions, but she can't get any response back. So they think they're stranded essentially. I could be a little bit wrong. I know about the antenna wireless, but I'm not sure if like the officers and captain knew that they were stranded. I'm not sure about that, but I remember hearing that or reading it somewhere. Oh damn, yeah. Can you imagine that? Like sending a signal out and having no like confirmation if it got received. That'd been fucking terrible. So we are looking kind of low. Not low low. Although technically at this point in the sinking, the Britannic is now further down than the Titanic was at her same time. Think you shed a luck because nobody's responding? Yeah, I, I'd be terrified as shit. Also, Tim Hunter. So I'm not sure how like familiar you are with this or not, but so the Britannic here, I'm gonna spoil it right now for you. Britannic here actually sank quicker than the Titanic, considering she also had less damage than Titanic did. I'm not saying less damage. So the Titanic sank because her like first 5 or 6 compartments got like punctured because of the iceberg puncturing along the side of her starboard side hull. The Britannic hit a underwater mine, and I believe it breached 3 compartments, but one of the compartments it breached importantly was the fireman's chute, which allowed easy access for the coal miners, like, not miners, but the coal pushers, they call firefighters, and that allowed water to come in very rapidly. But of course, this is the Mediterranean Sea. This is the key channel. I think I'm saying that right. We said earlier. And so it's warm outside, right? It's very hot, very humid. So all the portholes everywhere are open. Most of the portholes are open, especially towards the bow. And so as the ship gets lower into the water, all those open portholes start letting more water in. And so it just at a certain point the ship just goes straight down. I like that creaking noise too. Alright, let's check on the status of how far down we are. Oh, so it's rapidly cascading the flow. Yeah, it's really going through. Like, I'll try to be in the bow at one section, but you can see, like, at one point, it just, like, really starts to go down. Like, I would say the Britannic got to her final plunge a lot faster than the Titanic did. Titanic stayed afloat for roughly 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. And her final plunge only took place in the last 15 to 30 minutes. While the Britannic fucking, like, it's ridiculous. It's really cool that you know so much about this. Let me tell you, like, this is my shit. Okay? Like, I was saying earlier, like, people have their fascinations with trains and whatnot. My thing is ships, especially historical ships. And the Britannic and the entire Olympic class of ships is no exception. Did they have life vests on the vessel? They did. They had plenty of life vests, just like on the Titanic, except for when it comes to Britannic, they had significantly much more lifeboats. There's a debate to this day in the Titanic community if more lifeboats would have saved more people. Me personally, I think so. Maddie, he knows too much. I do know too much. I'm sorry. I love this stuff. This. If you ever see a glimmer in my eye, it's because of this. Okay. But anyway, yeah, like the lifeboats here, like there was there was two stacked up here. Like there's one here and one on top, and the one on the top is now being loaded, ready to go. But they also had more motorized, gantry davits over here. I forgot the actual technical name right now. Give me some patience. But look how many they stacked up. Like you have four right here. Brass propellers were susceptible to corrosion, specifically I'm dyslexic, I'm sorry. Dezinkification. There you go. That's the reason why they use brass instead of steel. Which again makes sense, Locust, because on the Titanic wreckage, to this day, you can still see the brass propellers on the stern section of the ship. And for those who don't know, when Olympic and Titanic and all the ships were made, they had a yard number, right? And I'm sorry, not Britannic, but Olympic was 400 or 400, and then Titanic was 401. And on scans that they did on the Titanic wreckage that were highly detailed, you can read 401 on the propeller on Titanic's wreckage. I forgot to mention too, if for those who are watching, if you're interested in more in this shit, they do make there's more games like this. There's some that are not as detailed as this is. This is very detailed. It's very beautiful. But like there's a Lusitania one. There's a Wilhelm Gustloff one. There was some guy who made a Titanic one, but I did play a little bit, but it's really fucking dark. Not like topic wise, but you can't see shit, which I guess is accurate, because it was pitch black when the Titanic sank. No moon to fucking reflect light off of. But once I get a much more better Meteor PC, I would definitely look into getting Project 4 or that project. I think right now it's called Demo 401 and Project 401, which is like the Titanic equivalent to this. Do the passengers have to worry about waters like Titanic did, given how it doesn't look like it's Arctic conditions? No, the water was no concern, except for like sharks. Like this is the Mediterranean, so there was no issue with going into the water and freezing to death in like 15 minutes. There's no fear of that. Now, of course, there's always this fear of getting away from the ship as much as possible, of course, because, the fear of suction, the ship bringing you down. Which I believe I think Mythbusters show that's not accurate. Like, you don't get sucked down with the ship when it goes down, unless you're, like, next to a porthole that's open or whatnot. Like there's accounts on the Titanic where the ship's baker, granted, we had to take the ship's baker's credit or his accountability with a grain of salt, because he was fucking sloshed that night. He got really drunk, and he mentioned that he was on the stern section as it went down, and he described it as just walking off the ship as it fell beneath him, so he didn't get sucked in. Did the passengers have to worry about the waters like Titanic? I read that one. Give me a second. Locust. Ew, no thanks, my worst nightmare. What part of that was your worst nightmare? I'm just yapping right now. Like, you gave me in this kind of mood, I just start yapping. This is my thing. Also forgot to mention too, these things here, the controls that let these controls. The Titanic Museum in, say it's somewhere in Florida. I want to say it's Orlando. They actually have Titanic's wheel, the one of the controls here, on display. When I first saw that shit, it blew my mind. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all get this? Night, dark, deep water. Yeah, that is terrifying. I've been on a few cruises in my life, and yeah, like you have a fun time, nice enjoyable moment, whatever, walk on the deck at night. But then you look over the railing into the ocean, and it's just pitch black. It's like, holy shit. All right, so let's get a more clear view from the bottom here. No fall damage. Okay, so now, at this point, the captain has attempted again to try to beach the ship. This whole time he's been trying, but it's really no effort, no use at this point, because now the only two propellers... I forgot to mention this too, by the way, for those who just joined. The rudder here, this big rudder, during the explosion, lost all control, right? So when the captain originally tried to steer the Britannic to the shore to beach it, only the left propeller and the middle propeller are working. He did not use the right propeller, trying to steer the ship with just the propellers. And as you can see now, it's just pointless. There's no way, because there's no traction, I guess you'd say. Also, to answer your question further, Tim Hunter, so the passengers encountered a problem they weren't expecting. I'm not sure if you caught any of this, but yeah. So the death toll on the Britannic is 30, which is it's very small compared to other disasters that's happened on sea, and especially for a ship this size. But majority of that is that when the captain told the crew to load the lifeboats, he did not give the order to launch them. And some officers decided to do that while the captain was trying to beach the ship. And sadly, people died by being blinded up by propellers. And earlier in the stream, we actually rowed the lifeboat into one of them. And it was very unsettling. I did not like that at all. This is also a very iconic, like, if you get the angle just right, you can kind of get like an iconic picture that was an iconic picture that was painted that looked just like this. Also, one bit of factoid I just remembered I never mentioned at all during the stream was that at one point, so when the Britannic was built, of course she was meant for passenger service, and they got drafted in the First World War. Funny enough, at one point, the British Navy decided, you know what, she served her purpose, the war's still going on, but we don't need her anymore, she's fine, right? Which they gave her back to Holland and Wolff and the White Star Line, and Holland and Wolff refitted her back to be a passenger vessel before the Navy came back and drafted her again. So this ship sadly never saw passenger, usage at all. Oh, gotta see it. We're not gonna ride it this time, we're gonna see it from a third person perspective. Or is this the one that the press turned off at the last second? I think it might be. Well, we're gonna find out. Oh, did I actually get around it? Oh, I guess so. It is unnerving how massive these propeller blades are. Or not the blades themselves, but the whole thing. It's so massive. It's unfucking settling. I hate it. Another good example of like propellers that are massively large. They don't. It's ridiculous. So in Alabama, in Mobile, there's there's an old battleship, the USS Alabama. It's now a museum, right? But they took off one of the propellers, and they have it right in the middle of the courtyard, so you can stand by and see it. It's my least favorite part of the whole attraction. Besides the mannequins that look nothing like real people, they look terrible. And I'm not saying they look terrible, it's stupid, whatever, but like, if you turn the corner of like, while doing like the whole like museum part of the Alabama, and you see these mannequins, they'll scare the shit out of you. They look terrible. As in like, they look uncanny. There you go. That's a better way of saying that. Let's go back to the boat deck. Let's see how we're looking now on the right side. Oh, am I stuck? No, okay, we're good. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, hold up. Got some action over here. Oh, yep, there it goes. Trying to get over. I can't get. Can I go down? I can go downstairs. There we go. I couldn't fit through this, really? Alright, so at this point, she doesn't have long. Also, Locust, I mentioned earlier. On this boat deck too. So yeah, like, for those who don't know, when the Britannic was a hospital ship, all of I'm trying to think of the word. Give me a second. Crouch jumped in Halo teach you anything? I can't crouch in this game. they only let me walk and that's it, and walk and jump. That's it. No sprinting. Anyway, in the starts with P. Give me a second. My brain just froze on me. It'll come to me eventually. But anyway, these decks, like these areas of the deck where the windows are just wide open, these are mostly meant for, for passengers to walk on deck, get fresh air, while also being sheltered by any weather, right? Sadly, during the war, these whole spaces were taken up by hospital beds. I'm still trying to think of the name that's called. It's driving me nuts. It's on the tip of my tongue. Paramana? No. Listen, y'all. It's been a night. Again, funnels. They're just... That's so massive. It doesn't need to be. That is ridiculously massive. Also, for those who are interested in or are aware of the Titanic Demo 401 or Project 401, it is so detailed that even these rivets are modeled. Right here, they're just part of the texture. They're part of the funnel texture. But in the Titanic game, they're fully modeled. That's why it takes a beefy PC to run it. DC-10AV, I'm literally animating the Britannic. Are you really? Have you animated other ships as well? Yeah. Oh, which ones? Which other ones have you animated? the Titan implosion just now? Well. Alright. The Britannic sinking will be released soon. Alright. I'm not busy with school and such. Oh, you're still in school? I'll have to check your stuff out. How long have you been animating for? Yeah, I'm about to go to bed soon. Oh, okay. I'm glad you stopped by though. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. Like 2 months? Not even like 1 year. I'll have to I'll give your channel a chance. See what you got. I'll be honest with you. I'll give you mad props for oh shit. I'll give you mad props for doing animation though, because I don't have the patience for that, and I think people you have to be a very certain kind of person, a very strong-willed person to be doing animation. So good job on that. I stuck? No, I'm not. Okay, we're good. As in silly videos, so I'm quite young. Listen, man, everyone has silly videos. All right. Even on this channel right here, I have some really goofball videos. They're privated. Like some are privated, but like I made a short film called "The Wildlife Photographer." It's literally the worst thing I ever made, and it's very silly. Oh, you can hear the ship moaning and groaning now. Fun fact, everybody is watching right now. The whistle's up there. So, did you guys know that the Britannic, not Britannic, I'm sorry. Of something in the Britannic asset? Oh, okay. Depending on how detailed you get with that asset, it's probably gonna take a good minute. But anyway, yeah, these vessels. Years ago, the RMS Titanic Inc. actually went down and grabbed the set of the front whistles. They restored it, repaired it, cleaned it up, and I forgot what year it was, but they actually sounded the whistles in New York City, which I think was a very touching moment for everyone. I think the video still exists on YouTube too somewhere. I've been invested in ships and airplanes since I was 6 or something. Yeah, I've been invested in ships ever since my mother showed me Titanic on VHS. And like, fun story. So, of course, Titanic on VHS, which by the way, I have my own copy now. But back in the day, if those who don't know, Titanic on VHS was on 2 separate tapes, right? The first half was setting up the love story between Jack and Rose, and the second part of the second take was the sinking, right? Right after the iceberg collision. I replayed that second tape so many times that the VCR ate the fucking tape. My mother was so pissed. Okay, anyway, yeah, here we go. This is the final plunge. Let me get into a lifeboat here, and then we'll watch it from their point of view. Yeet. There we go. Like, just look at this. Can you imagine being on the lifeboat watching this Titan die? And hearing the moaning and the groaning, it's literally like Something in front of you is dying. That's, you know, I think the first funnel should be falling any moment now. Does it ever fall? Oh, that falls though. I forgot which one did. I only started posting 3 months ago, and I've already have almost 300 subs. Hey, fantastic, man. That's great. I've been posting for fucking three years, and I'm still here. It's all right though. I'm very grateful for the 46 people that subscribed. Very grateful for them. And here it goes. Yeah, man. As soon as the bow goes like slightly under, it just goes. It just drops like a rock. Another fun fact, so the Britannic, if you notice, it sinks at the same angle. Who's moving the oars? I am. I'm moving all these oars by myself. I am multi-talented. I have multiple arms. I'm using, actually, my 2 arms are paddling these 2, and then my legs are paddling these 2. Anyway. Yep, her final plunge. So the reason why the Britannic is sinking like this and the Titanic sank more or less on an even keel, which means even, is that the water that was coming in on the side where the Titanic, you know, got the puncture on the hull, was very lightweight, not lightweight, but better example here. Oh, there's the 4th funnel. On the port side of the ship on Titanic, they had moved all of her coal, which weighs tons, onto the port side. Toes like a gorilla, that guy. Thanks, Randon. But anyway, yeah, so on Titanic, on the port side, all the tons of coal are on that side of the ship because there's a coal fire that, I think that night or that day, I can't remember which time. And so when the water came in, the weight of the water bounced out with the weight of the coal, and so it sank down pretty evenly. The Britannic, it sank traditionally like other vessels would, which wherever the area of impact is, it will sink in that area. Oh, Lucas has a good idea. Yeah, there we go. Gotta salute off the Britannic. There is one minor detail I want to see if it is here, and if they did it properly. So, that are you two? So when the Britannic hits the bottom of the ocean, the Britannic is actually longer than the ocean is deep. So when her nose hits right on the ocean, instead of seeing it going down this way, it starts laying down. And I want to say they do that properly. I just think that any ship that's remotely connected to Titanic is cursed. I believe so too. And like the guy, Robert Palmer, I can't remember his actual name, but the Australian billionaire that wanted to build Titanic 2. Like, are you fucking nuts? That's why the bow snapped? Yeah, that's why the bow snapped. As soon as it hit the ocean and the ship rested, the bow and the ship kind of separated. It's not as dramatic as the Titanic split, but it's you know. For those who have not seen images of the Britannic wreckage, I will show that at the end of the stream. But you can kind of see it's not really going down like plunging more. It's more like it's resting. So yeah, they kind of got it. That's it. There she goes. Gone. And I'm still paddling away with my 2 arms and my gorilla feet. Can I say this water? It looks really nice. Like, it doesn't look good when the water foam is going around, but it looks good, you know. There you go. Oh. A little bit of history here. Are they actually going through every person that's on the ship? Okay, that's the end. Okay. Alright, so for those who don't know what the shit looks like now under the ocean, I hate that the chat's not showing. Yeah, I guess I gotta contact Stream Elements again. They had it fixed one time. I'm not sure what they did. Anyway, let me do a quick Google search here for the wreck bottom of the ocean. Um, for me, it's hard to believe that they built ships as marvelous and talented as this almost 100 years ago. I know. Um, it is remarkable, like how iconic these ships are. Like they have an identity about them that's just it's not replicated in ships nowadays. Insane. Um, see here. Yeah, so there you go. Open image in new window. An article. Oh, that's nice. Real nice. Where's there it is. Let's zoom in on that. Yeah, as of right now, the Britannic is laying on her side. And believe it or not, I think funnel ships look so much better than the ships we had to. I agree. Although it is ironic that, technically in the 1912, around there, 1910, let's go with that actually. Because the first ship that had the 4 funnel layout, I believe, was, could be wrong here, but I think it's Lusitania. Or it could have been Mauritania. I can't remember which one it was. But they had the 4 funnel ships, which the 4 funnels, by the way, for those who don't know, served no purpose. The first 3 had a purpose to relieve the exhaust of the coal mines and the whatever. But the 4th one realistically didn't have a purpose. Yeah, it did relieve out some steam, but it was for looks mostly because the 4 funnels looked more grand, more marvelous. While I'm at it, let's do this. Let me find wreckage, or I'm sure we can. I spelled wreckage wrong. Also, for those who are unaware of this, care about this ad, please move on. So the Britannic is actually shallow enough to where you can scuba dive. Not, I don't believe it's not for too long, but you don't need like a massive, you know, submersible to reach it. That's not the video I want. Yeah, my fictional ship had 3 funnels. All of them had a purpose. It was kind of. No, there is footage, really good footage of the Britannic wreckage. Unfortunately, sank in the 1990s, early 90s. Well, at least it had a nice 10 to 20 year, you know, lifespan. Uh, there's one video I saw not so long. I think it's this one right here. I'm not gonna lie, this shit right here is on my bucket list. I'm not sure how much it costs, but I want to be here. I don't know. At the same time, though, I think my small amount of some mechanical phobia will like keep me from going here. A lot of people died because of sinking. It wasn't our fault though. I mean, what are you what are you on about? Did you make a fictional ship and then write a whole lore for it? Kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Let's see here. I want to see if they have a good view of the propellers. Please have a good view of it. Not go the Britannic and not see the propellers. Come on now. Don't do this shit to me. Where is it? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Hey, it's cool though. That is some imaginary shit. That imaginative shit. And there's no problem having with imagination. No problem with that at all. Also, you got a new sub, which is me. Oh, thanks, man. That's awesome. Thank you a lot. I hope my content can live up to your expectations. I do make shit from time to time, so be aware of that. But anyway, yeah, we'll call that a night. You hope. I hate the. Ah, well, it'll be okay. Yeah, anyway, thank you all for stopping by. For those who did, um, the views are 77. This is highest viewed stream so far. I should have done this earlier. I've had this stream in the chamber for so long. I've just been so scared to do it, but I'm glad I did, and I'm glad everybody stopped by to talk and to watch and to learn a little bit. I also had to go to sleep. That's all right. Well, again, thank you very much, DC10-AV official, for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by. I think the best way to end this. So yeah, for those who are sub to the channel, tomorrow we're gonna be playing Halo 3. Hopefully all in one go with Boomy. Um, if we do it one stream, hopefully it all goes well. I'll probably be pretty tired tomorrow because we are shooting some more Laughing Stocks content. For those who are not subscribed to the Anti Think Tank channel, do that. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I have more streams, and hopefully I'll have some more real content to post to the channel, not just streams. Hopefully we'll have some good shit here. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful night. I'll possibly be there at the next live. I hope you will be. I hope so. We would love to have you on the stream. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I gotta go record some podcast stuff with the boys. If I can get there, I get off at 4 p.m. Brother, I will be streaming at 9 p.m. till 3 o'clock in the morning. Me and my sister Boomy, when we stream Halo, we go all nighter with that shit, okay? So you will have plenty of time to watch it. Adios, senor. Adios. Adios. Anyway, thank you all for watching.